Hello and happy Valentine's Day. It's been a while since I did a YouTube video. I think it's been about 4 months. I think it's been about 4 months since I had radiation. So I think that's the last time I did a video. But I wanted to do a video and just let you know that I am NED, which means no evidence of disease. Um, Also means I'm in remission. Also means I'm cancer free. So that's exciting news. It's taken me a while to adjust to being cancer free. And I think it's because when I was diagnosed with cancer, it took me a while to deal with the fact that I had cancer. Um, and then you go through this journey of battling cancer, and then now it's taken me a while to be like, oh wow, I'm cancer free. I could breathe. I can exhale, and just woosah for a minute. Like I'm off the battlefield. But I want to show you, this is the medicines I was taking during my battle. Obviously, some of them are not medicine, like my makeup remover, my makeup finisher, but majority of the items here is what I was taking during my battle. I no longer take these medications, thank goodness. I hate taking pills. But I do still use this cream every now and then. This cream I use on my port. Is to numb the area every time they have to access my port, because I still have my port. My oncologist is not ready for my port to come out. Even though I do have reconstruction surgery scheduled in June, so my plastic surgeon would like for me to find out if my oncologist wants the port removed in June. I am crossing my fingers and hoping that my port ends up getting removed. Even though I've been one with this port for 13 months, I am ready for it to be gone. And maybe it'll give me another sign of relief once I realize it's gone. Just realized Brian McKnight was just playing. I had got Beating Cancer, a new device. It's a Bluetooth speaker bathroom vent. So I get to change the colors. It get to be blue or white or orange. So love it. Get to be in my bathroom jamming to music. So Brian McKnight was just playing. The reason why I my mind went to Brian McKnight is because my ex loved Brian McKnight, and I always wanted to surprise my ex with a concert date, and I would stalk Brian McKnight social media page and concert information to see when he's going to be in town or a neighboring city. And every time he would come to town or be in a neighboring city, never could make it. Either my ex and I had planned to go out of town, or it was on a school/work night, so it couldn't happen. And usually when it was on a school/work night, it was in another city that's probably about an hour away, so it just never happened. But yeah, my ex loved Brian McKnight, but Brian McKnight songs are beautiful. So it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, listening to old school R&B, and practicing self-love. Valentine's Day is one of my favorite day of the year. Love Valentine's Day, along with Halloween and New Year's, but I love Valentine's Day. If I was scheduled to work today, I would be off. That's how much I love Valentine's Day. I don't work on Valentine's Day. So my son and I are going to end up doing something later on today. He's just 9, but we're going to end up doing something later on today on Mommy's Dime. But I've been celebrating Valentine's Day with him since Thursday, so he's probably like, okay, enough. I love Valentine's Day. But even though I am cancer free, I do have a lot of follow-up appointments. So I saw my general surgeon Thursday, and that follow-up was for my surgery in July. So they checked me out, checked my breast area out. Everything looks good for them, good to them. So I will see them again in 6 months, which is perfect timing because by the time I end up seeing them, I would have reconstruction surgery. So I will have reconstruction surgery in June, which I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to, but I'm not. I'm not looking forward to it because I hate surgery. But I am looking forward to it because I hate these expanders. Even though I have had the expanders in since July, I am over the expanders. And I have about 410 cc's of saline in my expanders. So when I went to that amount, then I started feeling the weight of the saline in the expander. So majority of the time I am wearing a sports bra, but for Valentine's Day I'm not. I'm wearing one of my beautiful tank tops. I love these tank tops. I got them in a whole bunch of different colors. Love them. They're satin. They feel great against the skin. I just love my tank top. But majority of the time I am wearing a sports bra because my breasts do feel heavy. Now when I get my reconstruction surgery in June, the plastic surgeons say there will be 3 different sizes of implants. There'll be the 410, there'll be a size up and a size down. And he will determine the day of surgery while I'm knocked out, which size he's gonna go with, which is fine. It doesn't matter to me, whatever works from him. Originally, I went the option of getting the DIEP, however it's spelled, DIEP, which is pretty much they cut you from hip to hip and they take out the fat from your stomach and they put it in your breast, which is the more natural look. At first, that's the route I wanted to go, but after having 4 surgeries, I was over it. I was totally over it. Even though in November I had a hysterectomy, and thank goodness they didn't have to cut me. It was an abdominal hysterectomy. It was a vaginal hysterectomy. But the cuts and slices from my bilateral mastectomy, I don't like to see the cuts. Don't like to see the incisions. Don't like to see the scars. So I definitely did not want to see it in my stomach. So I went the option of implants. So there's horror stories with implants, but there are also horror stories with the other option. So I'm gonna see how my body reacts to the implants. My body has not rejected the expanders, so I'm hoping that ends up being the same way with the implants. I'm hoping my body don't reject the implants, but we'll see how that ends up going. So I also have follow-up appointment with my primary doctor. He's constantly checking my levels because my levels are still out of whack. I also end up getting like high cholesterol. Don't know how I got high cholesterol, but I mean, I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention to a lot of things I was eating, because when you are getting chemo, your taste buds change. Your body rejects certain foods. You get nausea by smelling stuff. You think you're pregnant, but you're not. So I had to figure out different things to eat along with the help of my ex-boyfriend and my mom. We all had to figure out, what can I keep down? What can I eat? During that time, I only recall eating a lot of salads, mainly a lot of salads and sandwiches, and drinking a lot of fruits and vegetable smoothies. Drinking some soup, which my mom would make, but my mom don't put salt in her soup, so I don't know what ended up happening. So my doctor is monitoring it. The good thing about it is that my cholesterol level is going down, so I'm not at the place where my cholesterol will I need medication for, so that is a fabulous thing. Let's see, so I had my test done with my primary doctor in January. That's how I know it's going down. So I'm gonna get tested again in March and see my primary in April, see where my levels are at with that. But from the support group I was in, I've always end up hearing the ladies say it takes about a year for your body to go back to normal. So I'm hoping by the end of this year, beginning of next year, that my levels are back to the way they used to be. For the most part, I was pretty healthy. I didn't have any health issues prior to being diagnosed with cancer. So I want to go back to that life. Yeah, I didn't have high blood pressure, cholesterol. I didn't have any health issues. So I'm hoping that with time, my body ends up being where it needs to be. Let's see, I have follow-up appointments with my cardiologist. I have follow-up appointments with my radiation doctor. So there's still a lot of follow-ups, still a lot of testing and touching and poking that you're gonna go through after being NED. But it's I guess maintenance, making sure that hey, everything is good after what your body has been through, battling cancer. So let's see what else been going on. I'm back at work. I started working a couple of days before Christmas. I am helping to raise my 12-year-old cousin, which is an adjustment period. It's adjustment for him being in my household. It's an adjustment for me having another kid in the household. But in a way, it's a blessing. Even though we are adjusting to each other, he is a sweet kid and he is a kid. So of course there are certain things I'll have to like put in place or whatever, but it is a blessing. So not only do I believe I'm helping him, but in a way he's also helping me. He's a sweet kid. So let's see what else has been going on. I attended my friend's mom's funeral last month. Her mom was battling cancer for 5 years and she lost her battle to cancer. So it's always sad to hear one of your pink sisters losing their battle to cancer. Cancer is rough. Battling cancer is rough. So yeah, that was tough. That was tough to hear, and prayers to my friend and her family for that. The world at the moment is still crazy with COVID. Good thing is there's a vaccine out, so hopefully we start going to some type of normalcy later on this year with the vaccine being out. There was an outbreak of COVID down south with my family. So my baby sister ended up getting COVID, my father ended up getting COVID, my stepmom ended up getting COVID. My daughter did not. My daughter lived down south with them. My daughter did not end up getting COVID. My father and my stepmother did end up in the hospital battling COVID. So that was a tough time because they got hit with COVID in January. My stepmother went into the hospital the end of January, and my father ended up going into the hospital, I think maybe a week and a half after she was admitted to the hospital. So having both parents in the hospital was tough. Was tough to deal with mentally. But my father is out. He is negative for COVID. My baby sister is negative for COVID, but my stepmom is still in the hospital battling COVID. So prayers for that, prayers for her. I'm optimistic. I know she'll be back home with her husband and be back with spending time with her children, extended children, and her grandkids. So we just try to help her stay positive, remain positive. So let's see. I think that is pretty much that's it. That's going with me. This is a new wig. I got this in December. My son and I, we tend to say I am a member of X-Men. So the other type of storm. And the other type of storm, I wanted to dye my hair gray. Um, but everyone was like, no, 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 don't dye it gray. You won't like it. But I really wanted to dye my natural hair gray, which it grew. I made the mistake of putting a texturizer in my hair. It was a hot mess. So then I had to shave it all off. And so it's slowly growing back again. Um, but I am loving this color. I'm loving this color. And there is a possibility once my hair grows to a certain length, I may actually dye it this color because I love this color. Um, if not, I always have a wig. And I have another wig that is also this color, but it's much longer and it's curlier. Um, so yeah, I love this. I love this look. I love this look. I love my tank top. I'm loving myself. So with it being Valentine's Day, remember to practice self-love. Remember to open your heart to love. Remember to give and receive love. It is important to work on your heart chakra. I'm all about love. Yeah, I'm all about love. I'm still single, but I am out here dating, um, practicing social distance while dating. That is interesting. But I'm in with this cancer battle. The journey, it has put me in a different space. It's not a space where people probably would expect me to be, where kumbaya and probably hugging a tree or something. Um, it's just a different space of trying to be understanding, trying not to get worked up as much, and opening myself more to love and understanding. Um, yeah, because yeah, I don't want to live in a world of constantly being stressed. So I try to watch and maintain my stress level the best way that I can. Whew, so I think I have shared a lot. Yeah, I think I have shared a lot. Sometimes my memory is not my best friend. Um, there are things that I forget, slip my mind. I could have a conversation. I forget there was something I was doing and I had to go online and look. I went online, I got the answer. By the time I got off that website, I forgot. Then I went back on the website to get the answer, got off the website, I forgot again. So um, I'm guessing it's the chemo. I mean, if the chemo could cause your hair to fall out, it could definitely mess some brain cells up there. There are days there's a challenge. So I constantly have to write notes because I tend to forget. Like if I said something or if there's something I need to do. And naturally, people forget things, but there is just, whew. some days it's a challenge. But I tend to write myself a whole bunch of notes. Um, so yeah, so that's the update I have. That's the update I have of what's going on in my world and life after being cancer free, taking it one day at a time, um, trying to find some type of normalcy in my life. From last year was a bunch of doctor appointments, um, a lot of pain, uh, sickness, not feeling myself, um, my hormones, my body all out of whack due to the steroids. Um, Last year was a year of living in fear. Um, there was a lot of fear. Um, I was scared a lot of the times. But now, even though things are unknown, um, I am happy with not knowing what's to come because the last thing I'm doing right now is battling cancer. So it's a beautiful place to be in. And even though I always start off my video with, hey, my name is Rosie, Rose, and I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, but I was once upon a time diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. But the reality is, there's not a lot of people I told about my YouTube video, maybe one or two. These videos were more my diary. They were more of recording my journey. And it's amazing that here we are Valentine's Day, and last year on Valentine's Day, I was in pain. I was not feeling the best. I was not my best self, and I think I even vented about my ex-boyfriend. But like I said, I'm in a different space. So I am thankful for my ex-boyfriend son, which I would call like my bonus son, Jalen, because when I decided to do these YouTube videos, he was the first person I called. So technically he was the first person that knew I was going to do the YouTube videos. And I didn't know how to do a YouTube video. I didn't even know where to go to upload a video. So Jalen had to educate me on that, and bless his heart, because he was on board for me to do this. He thought it was a great idea. He educated me. He wanted me to do some other stuff and get fancy, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep it simple. But yeah, awesome young man. Awesome young man, and I will always remember him, and I'm truly thankful for him. And I'm thankful for myself. I'm thankful for myself for making these videos. Even though there's days I probably was not in the mood to make these videos, but I'm thankful for making these videos, because there were some videos I saw and I could tell I had shortness of breath. I could tell I wasn't myself. I could tell that, I was a bit off. And I like to say, I was looking like an alien with a bald head and no eyebrows and no eyelashes. And at that time, it was like, oh my gosh, and I have no eyebrows and I have no eyelashes. And now I have eyebrows and eyelashes. It's a moment in life that you go through that is tough. But then you come through it, and it's a distant memory. It's a distant memory. Now, when those memories come, they hit you like PTSD, but it's still a distant memory. It's like, oh my gosh, from where I was last year on Valentine's Day to where I am now on Valentine's Day there's a big difference. There's a big difference, and I am gonna celebrate this day to the fullest. Well, yeah, thank you to me for doing these videos. And if anyone happened to come across these videos, I hope you get something out of them. If not, then you heard my story, but I really do hope you get something out of it. And if you're battling cancer, I'm sending you love. I'm sending you love, and I understand. So, wishing everyone a great Valentine's Day, a great 2021, great New Year. Be safe, continue to practice social distance, and continue to practice self-love. Take care. Have a great one.